So the question is, what's inside the head of a sleepy guy? Trying to think where this thought came from. Oh yeah, right, stock market. It's so difficult to be 100% right in a stock market. You can never be correct all the time. And it gets difficult, when you're associated with other people, when you're associated with other people's money. You're investing their money, you're investing with them, you're working with them, and if you're wrong, then let's say you borrowed somebody's money and you're investing with that money, and then you invest and you had a loss, and then you cannot, if you go and tell back to your client that, hey, I'm wrong, I mean, I made a loss, they're not going to work with you anymore. They're not going to work with you anymore. I'm like, oh, your client's going to be like, oh, the guy, he lost my money, I'm not going to work with you anymore. I'm going to work with the person who's always making profit, and that's not always possible. You're not going to be able to make a profit. You're not going to be your decisions, your tradings, never going to be right 100%. And times have changed so much. Like back in the day, I don't know, I'm talking about 20 years back. If you were 20% right, if you were 20% wrong and 75% right, it would be good. People would consider, oh, you're a bankable person. Your calculations are right. Your thinking is right. But now you gotta be right 100%. You cannot make a single mistake. You have to be right 100%. Then only you can be the most bankable person. Let's say, like, okay, if you go and ask your boss, if you go ask your manager, hey, is Sandeep the most bankable person? And let's say I've only made a mistake one time. Out of 10 times, I've only made a mistake one time. Yeah, man's gonna be like, he's good. He works great. But I don't know if he's good. He's very good. He's very good at doing. But let's say if I don't make a mistake single time, I'm right 100% time. All the work I do, I'm correct. I'm on the dot. I'm on the money. And then you ask your boss or manager, is Sandeep the most bankable person? Well, like, yeah, your manager's gonna be like, yeah, he's the most bankable person. He's never wrong. He's never wrong. He's always on the dot. His calculations are all the dot, and he's the most bankable person. So now the question is this: like, do you want to strive to become the most bankable person? Is that what you want to be? Or are you okay with making mistakes here and there, making mistakes once or twice? Is that okay with you? Or you want to be the most bankable person? You never want to make a mistake. Do you understand how difficult, how tedious, how dedicated, how determined, how strenuous you have to make an effort, strenuous effort you have to make in order to be the most bankable person, in order to make no mistakes at all? Is that even possible? First of all, is that even possible? Like, there's so many factors that comes into play when you're working so hard to be the most bankable person. Let's take an analogy. If you want to be out of the world, you have to be the most bankable person. But my analogy is, we launch rockets out of the world, and their calculations have to be 100% right. They cannot make a single mistake. They, people, the astronauts can lose their life. If one mistake, if there's one crack, if there's some kind of communication error, there's one crack and there's fuel leaking, boom, astronauts can lose life. Billion, no, not $1 billion, but $1 million is just gone. One mistake. So you see, if you want to be the most bankable person, if you want to be out of the world, you have to be right 100% of the time. Then only You can do things that's out of the world. But then the question is going to be like, excuse me, but then the question is going to be like, are people not allowed to make mistakes? We are humans. Well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, we're humans. We're allowed to make mistakes. But what it takes to be out of the world, what it takes to be the most bankable person. Excuse me again. I don't know. I mean, it differs from person to person, but the point is, it's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to the individual to decide whether he wants to be the most bankable person. Whether, like these days, to be honest with you, if I go to work and if I make one mistake, they'll be like, people will be like, yeah, you're okay. I mean, mistakes happen. You're gonna lose confidence. I mean, people's gonna lose confidence on you. But then also they'll be like, oh, mistakes happen. You're just human. So what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Do you? I don't know. I mean, I've made mistakes, but I always strive to be the most bankable person. I always try to be the person with making no mistakes. But I don't know. Maybe you focus one thing at a time, only one thing at a time. I'm doing 10 things right now, and I am not being a pro in any of the things. So the question is whether you want to be the jack or whether you want to be the master. You can be the jack. What is the proverb? Jack of all trades. Do you want to be the jack of all trades or you want to be the master of one trade? It all boils down to the individual. It's okay to make mistakes, but then again, if you want to be out of the world, you gotta be 100% right. And it's so the world is so ruthless right now. I mean, there's so many factors that can pull you down from not being the most bankable person, from not being 100% right. There's so many factors. It gets difficult, but the one who the one who's the best is the one who prevails. Excuse me. The one who's the best, the one who prevails. And does things out of the world. Think about it. It's just a thought. It's just on the mind of a sleepy guy. Yeah.